Hello everyone, welcome to another episode from Chedexcel. So today we are going to learn how we can do chemical calculation based on balanced chemical reactions. So the last video I explained how to balance a chemical equation or the chemical reaction. Today we are going to use those balanced chemical reactions and to apply them when you do in chemical calculations. Right. Now let's take the common example, the last example I did there. It's aluminium reacts with HCl to produce aluminium chloride and hydrogen. Right. So that's what we do. So aluminium, I have to balance this. So 3. So and I put 3 is 6 here and 3 here and 2 here. So reaction is balanced and 2 here also. Right. Now what does this mean? This means 2 aluminium moles react with 6 HCl moles to produce 2 moles of AlCl3 3H2. The important thing you to remember is it is moles. The reaction happens according to the molar ratio, not according to their mass, not according to their volume, not according to their concentration, always to mole ratio. This doesn't mean that 2 grams of aluminium reacts with 6 grams of HCl. No, never. It is not something like that. This says 2 moles of aluminium reacts with 6 moles of HCl. So instead of moles, if you want to take atoms, 2 atoms of aluminium reacts with 6 atoms of HCl, that's fine, because anything equal to 6.02 10 to the power 23 is the one we call as the mole. The idea you have to have is always 2 moles reacts with 6 moles to give 2 and 3. The molar ratio is given. So if you know the moles, then you can calculate the mass and concentration, because we have a formula to find them. The common formula we use is amount equals mass over molar mass, concentration equals amount over volume. These are the 2 common equations we used in chemical calculation. So we'll see how we can convert the given mass or given data and how we use them for chemical calculation. Now in chemical calculation based on chemical reaction, right, what we use is, if you know the amount of one particular reactant or product, we can find the required amount by 2 methods. So always we use this method here. What is the method we use in chemical calculation? Always you have to find the molar ratio. So if you know the amount of aluminium, you have to find the amount of HCl, or you might have to find the amount of AlCl3. This is how we do it. You have 2 methods. This is the method number 1. If you know the aluminium and HCl, that is always equal to 2 to 6. The number in front of aluminium comes front, number in front of HCl comes bottom. So if you found the amount of aluminium, using the ratio, you can find the unknown amount. Example, let's say if 2 moles, not 2, let's say if 5 moles of aluminium is present, then what is the amount of HCl? Then you put 5 here, because you know that, or HCl, that is equals to 6. So from the cross multiplication, you can get HCl is equal to 15 moles. It is 15 moles. That's the one method you can do. If you know the amount, you can use the ratio method to find the unknown amount. So what is the second method then? I'll write it over here. So the method 2 would be, you can use a formula like this. Required moles equals non-moles, the non-amount over non-ratio into required ratio. You can use this formula as well, right? So what is our equation? It was 2 aluminium plus 6 HCl. You give 2AlCl3 and 3H2. So if you use the same thing, if 5 moles of aluminum is present, right? So what is the required amount here then? So HCl amount equals non-moles is 5. Non-ratio, aluminum is 2. Into required value is HCl, which is 6. Again answer comes as 50. So once you get the answer like this, that's the answer. So you can get the two methods. You can either use the ratio or you can use the equation. That is how we use the known values to calculate the unknown value. Right. So part of this, almost half of this part is over. So if you know, now you know how to find the unknown moles. If you know the known moles, then what are the other steps we require to do in a calculation? So always in a chemical calculation based on equations, we have to follow 3 steps. What are those 3 steps? All the time. First, find the amount. Find the amount using the data given. That is always the first. You will be given the data, you will be given the mass, you will be given the concentration and the volume, whatever. You will be given the data to find the amount. The second step is use the ratio. This is use the molar ratio to find the unknown. That is the second step. Use the ratio to find the unknown amount. What is the third step and the final step? Convert the ratio, convert the amount you found to required quantity. You have to find, then you have to convert it to required quantity again using the M equals simple M or capital M or C equals NOV. So these are the 3 steps you have to find. Find the amount using the data given, use the molar ratio to find the unknown amount, then convert the amount you found to the required quantity. So those are the 3 steps we use. So let's use those 3 steps and see how we can find a chemical, how we can do a chemical calculation that commonly comes in past papers. Okay. So example, let's say you take the same example. Let's say 20 grams of aluminium is added into 500 cubic centimeter of HCl. Right. So it's not a question like, but so reaction is this aluminium reacts with HCl, produce AlCl3 and hydrogen. Let's balance this. So 2 here, 6 here, 3 here, 2 here. Okay. The question is, what is the required concentration of HCl? What is the required concentration of HCl? Right. So what are the 3 steps I told? Find the amount using the data. Step 1. 20 grams. So amount equals mass over molar mass. Aluminium is 27 molar mass. So get the amount 2 over 27. So 0.074. 0.074. Then the second step. Now we are going to find the concentration of HCl. The first step, you have to find the amount using the given data. That's what we did. The second step is using the molar ratio, find the unknown amount. Unknown amount is HCl. So HCl amount of HCl, I am using the method 2, that is known amount 0.074 divided by the non-molar ratio, which is 2, multiplied by the required ratio, which is 6. So I have to divide The answer I obtained from 2 multiplied by 6, 0.22. The answer comes as 0.22 moles. Right. Third step, use the amount and now you can convert into the required quantity. I want to find the what is the concentration. So C equals N over V. So what is the N now? N is 0.22. Volume 500, and always you are divide the volume by 1000 to convert into cubic decimeter. So if I divide this by 0.5, 0.44 mole EM minus. So this is the answer. This is the question that normally comes for MCQs, right? So 20 grams of aluminum is added into 500 units HCl, and this is the quantity, and this is how we do those stuff. So we'll do few past paper questions and we'll see how we can come across this concept. So first step, find the amount using the data. Second step, use the molar ratio to find the unknown amount. Third step, use the molar ratio, use the amount and convert into the required quantity. That's how we do. So we'll see how we can come across past paper questions with this. So okay, I'm going to do two past papers. One is MCQ, another one is essay type question. So this is the first question that you have. Barium chloride reacts with sodium sulfate. And then question is given. What is the maximum mass of barium sulfate that could be produced from 0.5 gram of barium chloride? Right. So the reaction is given. So on the board, I write the reaction again. Barium chloride plus sodium sulfate produces barium sulfate and 2NaCl here. They are asking what is the maximum mass of barium sulfate that could be produced from 0.5 of barium chloride. Okay, so the data you are given is barium chloride. They are asking barium sulfate. Right. So the first step, amount, mass or molar mass using the data you find. So 0.5 barium chloride is given as 8.3. So in this case, the answer becomes 0.5 divided by 208.3, 2.4 10 to the minus 3. Second step is what? Use the molar ratio to find the unknown amount. They are asking barium sulfate. So we found barium chloride, now we want barium sulfate. Therefore, barium sulfate amount equals known amount 2.4 10 to the minus 3 divided by the required value, which is 1, known value, which is 1, required value also 1. So the same, 2.4 10 to the minus 3. That's also done. Then the third step, convert into the required quantity. You know the amount. So N equals simple M over capital M. So how to do this? So I'll write it over here. The third step, N equals simple M over capital M. So N is 2.4 10 to the minus 3. Simple M, they are asking. Barium sulfate, they are giving it as 233.4. Then simple M would be, that's what they are asking, 0.56. 0.56. So the answer is C. Right? Answer is C. So that's how we do the calculation. It's very easy. So we'll do another one. This is also from a past paper. Calculate the minimum concentration of hydrochloric acid needed for 30 cm cube of acid to completely react with 0.25 gram of magnesium carbonate. They have given the reaction, but I think you can see here, it's very rare you can see printing mistakes in Edexcel papers, but here is one. It is MgCO3 plus 2HCl plus MgCl2 plus H2. It should be an arrow. Instead of this arrow, they have given plus marks, slight printing mistake. So it gives MgCl2 plus CO2 and H2O. Okay, the reaction is that. What they are asking is minimum concentration of hydrochloric acid needed for 30 cubic centimeter of acid to react with 0.25 gram of magnesium carbonate. Again, amount is given. So N equals simple M over capital M. 0.25 magnesium carbonate they haven't given. So it is 84.2 3 molar mass of magnesium carbonate. That is equal to 84. 2.9655. 2.9655 into minus. Always keep the original answer in the calculator. Don't round it off at the beginning. Just keep the original answer. That is the first step. Second step. What is the second step? Use the molar ratio. HCl we want. So HCl equals, this is the known value, divided by the known ratio, which is 1, multiplied by the required ratio, which is 2. So if you multiply this by 2, 5.93 10 to the minus 3. Right. What they are asking is concentration. Then the third step, then C equals NOV. You don't have to write 1, 2, 3. So amount equals 5.93 10 to the minus 3 divided by the volume. Volume of HCl is, we are using 30. 30 divided by 1000. .1977, so 0.198 if you write the answer to 3 significant figures. That's it. That's how we do the chemical calculation from equations. So I did one example and we did 2 past paper examples. The same things will apply. So the same idea. Find the amount, convert it into the molar, find the amount using the given data, use the molar ratio to find the required quantity, and then convert it back to the things. That's how we do, right? So the first, so when you do chemical calculation, the 3 main steps are: first, use the data to find the amount, and the second step is use the molar ratio to find the required amount. You can use the ratio or the formula I gave you. The third one is use that amount and convert it into the required quantity. Those are the 3 steps we have to do in all the past paper questions, all the questions. And any exams, that's only 3 steps. Right guys, so that's how we do calculation based on the equation. So in the next video, I explain how we can do limited reagent calculations. That's one of the most important thing, and we have something very interesting stuff to discuss over there. So that's how we do calculation based on equation. So if this is helpful, give a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.